Years ago, there weren't these hybrid alternative lenders. There was just banks and credit unions. And if you didn't qualify or they didn't like the loan scenario, you wouldn't get the funding. Oftentimes, if you already have an established business entity and you bank with, let's say, Wells Fargo, I've gone in on several occasions and was able to get business credit cards and lines of credit with just an app only. So there's a lot of ways to be creative. I just wanted to talk about it today because it seems to be a hot subject lately. It's just, ways to fund. So there's just a lot of things here that you can open up the door to help you get more funding for your real estate business or any business in general.
Welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast, where we interview real estate investors and lenders so you can learn all the secrets to getting your projects funded and scale your portfolio. And now, your host, Bo Eckstein.
Hi, this is Bo Eckstein with the Investor Financing Podcast, and welcome to another episode. And on today's show, we're going to talk about ways to get working capital for your business. And first, we're going to start with alternative lenders. Years ago, there weren't these hybrid alternative lenders. There was just banks and credit unions. And if you didn't qualify or they didn't like the loan scenario, you wouldn't get the funding. Well, now with Blue Vine and all these alternative lenders, they have all different sorts of funding options based on bank statements, no tax returns. Some of them are full doc, some of them are app only. Really, there's a lot of options. Some are credit score driven, some are revenue driven. There's also a lot of purchase order and accounts receivable financing. So if you have a lot of accounts receivable, that's a way to really grow and expand your business. Obviously, if you're expanding an existing business, you can look at SBA. You can also look at SBA for startups. You can look at revolving lines of credit, which are good options. Oftentimes, if you already have an established business entity and you bank with, let's say, Wells Fargo, gone in on several occasions and was able to get business credit cards and lines of credit with just an app only. Obviously, they do run a credit report, a personal credit report. And so those are another option. Additionally, the other option, and I was talking to a gentleman yesterday about this, is the importance of building business credit. And there's a whole process to building business credit, but business credit is its own. It's like your own personal credit, but it's its own. It stands with itself. And the idea behind that is that you build up your Dun & Bradstreet number and your Experian. Now I'm speaking specific to business credit, like a Dun & Bradstreet 80% Paydex is, I believe, considered a good score. So there's like a whole process to getting these trade lines, and eventually you build it so you do not need to sign personally for this business, which is kind of like what we should all be trying to do with our businesses is like have the business stand for itself as opposed to myself always having to personally guarantee things.
You're listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. We'll be right back after this break.
Are you in the market for a commercial loan? Did you find the perfect opportunity but need funding? Have a special situation? At Find the Bank, you will get quotes with competitive rates and terms from multiple lenders without any hassles. Have a multifamily property, construction project, owner-user property, industrial, mixed use, hotel? At Find the Bank, you can get nearly any kind of commercial financing. The process is simple. Once you send us some information about you and your property, we send back a quote sheet. Then we quickly connect you with an advisor. You won't spend hours calling multiple banks trying to find the right person to talk to. We'll connect you fast to the right person, hassle-free, better terms than you could get on your own. Go to findthebank.com and complete the form. An advisor will be connected with you within minutes to discuss your specific financing needs.
So you got to first start with vendor credit, like gas cards and so forth. But there's a whole process to build this corporate credit. It's usually a 2-year process if you stick with it, and then eventually you get revenues. You can do full doc loans. You can get large lines of credit. but you build it slow, and you get Home Depot, different things like that. So there's a recipe in there. There's like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 type vendors that you could work with. There's a lot of information online. I'll try to bring on some experts in this field to kind of teach the basics of building this corporate credit, which I think is very, very important to do. And then obviously, if you have good credit, you can do what's called credit card stacking. There's actually companies out there that they apply on your behalf, and they'll get you like 3 to 6 credit cards, and they know who to apply with at the right times, and they can maximize. And then it's usually 0 APR for the first 12 to 18 months. So lots of ways to think outside the box. Obviously, there's alternative lenders, which we touched on. There's actually, people that have retirement accounts could actually use their self-directed funds and invest in your business. So there's a lot of ways to be creative. I just wanted to talk about it today because it seems to be a hot subject lately. Just, ways to fund the rehab in conjunction with a hard money loan. So there's just a lot of things here that you can open up the door to help you get more funding for your real estate business or any business in general. And so SBA, alternative lending, business credit cards, it's building corporate credit, many, many things. So we're going to try to break these down in future episodes. Once again, I appreciate you for watching this episode, and see you on the next one. Thanks so much.